So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I apply my lace closure and U-part wig. So when I first got the closure, I parted it the way that I wanted it to fall. In this case, of course, it's a middle part. The density on this unit was a little too high for me, so I went ahead and I took my tweezers and around the parting, I just plucked away some hair until it looked like a natural density. To attach my closure, I'm not using glue or tape or sewing it down. I'm using an elastic band around the front of it. So I just sewed the band on both sides of the front of the closure, and what the band is going to do is when I put it on my head, it's going to make sure that the closure lays really flat against my scalp. And then in the rear of the closure, I sewed down 2 wig clips so I could clip down the back of the closure flat. And that is what I did to get my closure ready to apply it to my head. Okay, so before you apply your closure, you want to make sure that your hair is flattened in some type of way. So I have my hair in some flat twists pinned down to my head. As you can see, I have not left any of my hair out, no leave out or anything like that. So all of my hair is braided up. And because I'm going to be wearing my closure in a middle part, I made a middle part in my real hair so I can line the closure up with it and it'll make my parting look a lot more natural. So I'm going to start off by taking my closure and I'm going to put the elastic band around my head. So I do it like this, and I just put the band around the back, kind of line it up with my part, and see right here, even now without doing much, it looks really good. So that's going to pretty much be the basis of how my closure is going to lay. Okay, so before I clip my closure down and make it secure and flat to my head, I'm going to put on my U-part wig, and here it is right here. Now some people like to sew in their U-parts, and you can do that if you want, but for today I'm just going to be pinning this in with bobby pins. So I'm going to just lift up the hair on the closure and kind of pin it aside so I can apply my U-part. And the reason why I put my closure on before I put my U-part on is because if I were to put the U-part on first, then the elastic band from the closure would be on top of it, and I want the hair from the U-part to cover it so that it'll flow really nicely. So that's why I do it this way. So anyway, I'm going to take my U-part and just put it up like this. I'm going to do one side at a time. I'm going to take the front piece and bring it as far as I can to the front. I'm going to take 2 bobby pins and just pin this in place. So I'm going to put one right here, and then I'm going to put one in the front right there. Okay, so that is going to keep the U-part on my head. So now I can take this clip out, toss it over there, and then do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so my U-part is in nice and secure. It's not going anywhere. So I'm going to go and fix my closure. All I'm going to do is basically just take it and line it up with my natural part. And I'm making sure to start my closure about a ½ an inch behind where my hairline starts, so that I don't have the closure sitting right on my forehead, because that tends to look really unnatural. So I make sure that I put it like right there. And once I have it lined up really good, I'm going to make sure that the clips are open. Just going to go ahead and clip them down into the hair from the U-part and make sure it's nice and flat. Okay, so this is what I have going on so far, and for the most part it looks really good, but you can still kind of see that line where the closure starts. So what I'm going to do to hide that and help it to blend into my natural parting is I'm going to take some concealer, and I'm using MAC Studio Finish concealer, and I'm going to be putting that into my part so that it covers that line and then it's all one shade. Make that line right there in my parting. Of course it looks a little crazy and severe right now, so I'm going to take my finger and just go back and forth to blend that in. You want to make sure you blend it out really good so you don't get that obvious like concealer line. Okay, so I'm almost done, and the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of hair out right in the front by my parting to blend with the lace closure. I find that when I take a tiny bit of hair and I brush it back to blend into the closure, it looks a lot more believable than if I were to wear it like this. I mean, this looks fine too, you can wear it like this, but I choose to go a step further. So I'm going to take a comb like this, and I'm going to just gently take like this much hair from the front this much. Like seriously, it's not a lot. I'm just going to comb it going backwards and blend it in with the rest of the hair. That's all I do to apply my lace closure and my U-part wig, and I really like the way it turned out. I really like the way it looks, especially for this being my first time ever wearing a closure. This is definitely a good way to give my leave out a break, because it was like crying for a break. Now, if any of you guys are wondering where I got my closure and my hair from, they are both from a company called Virgin Hair, EXT. They are a company that sells really affordable virgin hair, and this is the Virgin Brazilian body wave hair, and I really like it. I don't know why, but when I first got it, I thought I wasn't going to like it, but when I put it in and I layered it, I really grown to love it. This hair is really soft and bouncy. It has a lot of body to it, which I love. When I first got it, it was in a color 1B, so a black color. I went ahead and put some really subtle golden brown highlights in it, just to give it a little bit of dimension. Now, the good thing about this hair is the bundles are really full, in my opinion. I only have in 2 bundles of hair. I have in a 20-inch bundle and an 18-inch bundle, and then I have in my closure. The closure was 16 inches. It doesn't look, you know, super thin or skimpy or anything. I think it looks really nice. So with this hair, you definitely can get away with buying 2 bundles if you're going to be doing a leave out, or if you're going to be buying a closure, then of course get 2 bundles and a closure. You'll be set to go, and I haven't had any issues with tangling or anything like that. One thing I will say though is that when I first got the hair, it shed really bad. Like, I was very concerned about that. But after I washed it a couple times, the shedding decreased a lot. I did not seal the wefts, but it doesn't shed that much now. It sheds somewhat, but the shedding has gotten under control, which is really good. I'm happy about that. And also, I do notice that this hair has quite a few gray hairs in it. I've had to go in and like cut them out, and right now I see like a couple that I still need to get and clip out, like right there. But other than that, those are the only 2 issues I've had with this hair. The hair is gorgeous. I like the way it looks. As for the closure, I don't have any major complaints about it. For my first closure, I'm very satisfied, but I do wish that it was a little more coarse. Like, the texture is very silky, so I do wish the hair was a little bit more textured. But hey, what can you do? Other than that, really good closure, really good hair. I like it. I will put all of the information about this hair and about this closure in the description box if you guys are interested. Yeah, I hope you guys like this video of me showing you how I apply my lace closure and my U-part wig. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.